Hi everyone, and welcome to the first day of POLI.design Open Days. Thank you all for being here with us. I'm Sofia D'Alessandro, and today I have the pleasure to moderate the presentation of our Specializing Master in Service Design. Let me introduce to you the faculty of the Master that is here with us today. So we have Professor Beatrice Villari, who is the co-director of the Master, and Professor Brian Sabi, who is the didactic coordinator of the program. Please feel free to type your questions in the dedicated chat box so that we can address them at the end of the presentation during the Q&A session. Before leaving the floor to the faculty, I just would like to tell you a few things about POLI.design new positioning. The claim "Unlock Your Design Energy" means our commitment to recognizing and enhancing the unique potential and differences of each student. We aim to nurture personal attitudes and inclinations, offering a supportive environment that empowers students to become professionals, ready to assume leadership roles and tackle the complex challenges of today's society. Each specializing master, of course, unlocks a different type of energy. So I will now hand it over to the faculty to find out how they unlock the design energy. Thank you so much and enjoy.
Thank you, Sofia. So, welcome everybody. So, what about the Master in Service Design? As you know, service design is a crucial discipline today because we are facing with the service economy or service-based society. As service designers, we are asked to solve complex issues and to deal with complex problems in societies, in organizations, public and private organizations, in the third sector. So we have the opportunity to deal with the different players and the different actors, and service designers now are have the power to understand the complex system, to deal with different kind of organizations, and to improve the quality of the society and the planet as well. So we would love to have all of you with us, and we do hope that the service design community will grow around the world. And as service designers, you can also face with experiences, with interactions, manage complex actors, and of course deal with research. That means that you will be able to understand how people behave, but also how organizations behave. So as service designer, we have the opportunity to face different problems and also to work in different industries, such as healthcare industries, public administrations, insurance, banks, transports. So because again, we are embedded in services and in the service society. In particular, the master, the service design master, is specific focus master on service design. It will start on January 25th, and we have 35 seats available, and the presence is required, and you will gain 60 credits. The didactic model is a hands-on model, so this means that you will have different approaches. You will have theoretical lectures and theoretical background, and then Brian will explain you in detail, but you will learn by doing. That means that we have specific collaboration with wider network, and we will face with clear brief and precise brief. So you will learn how to become service design while you are doing the service design practice. So you can face with processes, you can face with specific solutions, with interfaces, and again with relationships and the capacity to manage complex issues. Who we are. I'm Beatrice Villari, as introduced, and I'm the co-director of the master. The scientific director is Stefano Maffei, and our role is to craft in a certain way the vision of the master, and catching also the opportunities that are from the society. Brian Sabin, that you will know in a few seconds, is the didactic coordinator, and he is in charge of managing and designing all the educational path and educational activities. And Raffaella Scognamiglio is the person who is in charge for the external relationships. That means that she curates the links with the companies and the public and private organization we work with. Particularly, the Service Design Master provides a specific training in service design, so you can, as I told you before, you can acquire precise skills to design services in complex environments. You will improve your skills and your basic skills that you have gained in your previous educational path, so you can complement your competencies with the precise service design competencies. And of course, we offer both theoretical path and practical experiences, so to enhance your professional experience, so to become ready for the market and for your future career.
Okay, so let's talk about some technical features of the master. As mentioned before, the path will start next January 2025 and will last 12 months until February 2026. That will happen the graduation ceremony for the first level master degree in service design, awarded by Politecnico di Milano and POLI.design together. I'll try to make some clarities about the path. We can say that it's basically divided into two main parts. The first 6 months are on didactic activities. That means that you will be in class in a full-time like commitment. So classes are held usually from Monday to Friday. And as mentioned before, it is a fast-paced and learn-by-doing environment. That means that you will never have only theoretical or only practical modules, but every master teaching is a mixed balance between theory and practice, because let me say that design born as a discipline between theory and practice. Classes will finish in June 2025, and the student will be able to start then the field experience. The field experience has different ways to be achieved, but the most common one are the curricular internship. That means that you, after the 6 months in class, learning everything that we discussed before, are able and prepared to start entering the job market through an internship. There are different ways to achieve the internship. We have a network that we will go deep into it later on. So one way is to use, in a way, our network of partnership and former partnership of the master to find a specific place where to start your career, or you can autonomously find an opportunity that you would love to start in an organization, company, or design consultancy, and we will support you in to finalize all the procedure for the internship. The teaching language is English, because of the internationality of the service design community, and then the service design master in POLI.design. We are very happy about the class composition, because every edition hosts 8 to 12 different nationalities among the students, coming from basically all over the world, from Latin and South America till Japan to the other side of the world. And so all the didactic activities of the master are held in English. At the end of the path, to clusterize in a way the modalities and the outcomes of the master profiles, we can see that our alumni usually work as specialized consultant in design agencies or business and design consultancies. We do see an increasingly growing demand in the public sector organization. And talking mainly about Europe, but in other parts of the world, this is a trend that is an increasingly basis of work for service design practitioners. Of course, you can also be a consultant or an employee in a private sector organization, again, in the international market, or another part of our alumni, so former students of the master, they start a career as a self-employed or freelancers in the, let me say, consultancy market. So I will not go deep in each specific teaching, but just to give you an overview of the content of the didactic activities that, again, and just to reinforce, will start in January 2025 and will finish in June 2025, we can clusterize the teachings based on these didactic units that you can see. We can see, for example, the service design basics and tools, which are the unravel and unpacking of the service design process, starting from the very theoretical background, passing through the whole methodology of service design until the prototyping phase, and you will face each of these steps in a different module of the master. Then we can see the service business and management that are the business side of the teachings of the master. As you may know, we cannot do service design without at least talking about business and businesses. Then we can find some frontier topic, like, for example, the human-centered innovation approach and the participatory future, in which we can find some extra-disciplinary, but still in the boundaries of service design teachings. Then we have, I will skip on the bottom part to go in the future studies, system thinking and sustainable design cluster. These are the most frontier topics in which service design is starting to prove its, let me say, the goodness of its approach. And so here you will find trend research along with future studies that is a field in which you can find critical design, speculative design, and design future, along with the systemic design approach and the evaluation and circular economy, so everything related to the sustainability topic. Then we have part with the emerging technologies and the digital services, in which you will find a good part about UX and interaction design in general. That is a verticality within the service design approach that is a growing market still, as other that we have seen, and some emerging technologies, not because we have to design technologies, but because we as service designer needs to design with the technologies. So it's a digital literacy, let me say, to empower the service design student with also the knowledge in the emerging technologies field. The last two clusters are the emerging service culture, that basically are the masterclasses. I guess some of you may know about the service design masterclasses, are the online open event in which every edition we invite service design experts and practitioners that are in the cutting edge practicing field of service design. And then we have the service design workshops that are the longer module in the master didactic. They last 2 weeks, and they are, let me say, the bridge between the academic activities and the practicing activity. I will try to explain it better. They last 2 weeks. Along with the class and the teacher, we also have a partner that is an external organization to the master. It can be an organization in the public sector, a company of the private sector, or a design agency. And they come to the master with a design brief, with a design challenge to challenge our students for 2 weeks, acting as a junior design agency, so answering a real brief, and for the occasion, the partner, let me say, act as it was a client. So these workshops are the bridge between the academic activity and the practicing activity, and they happen in the second part of the didactic of the master. Last year, the master delivered its 10th edition, and for that occasion, we designed and issued the report on the first 10 years of the master, that is titled Nurturing Service Designers. There are many different chapters talking about the frontiers in service design discipline and practicing, a retrospective on the 10 years of the master, talking about how the discipline evolved during the last decade, but the most important part is the actual occupational inquiry of our students. So we basically came back to our students and asked them, what are you doing now? What happened after the master? And the answers that we get are a lot of facts and figures in a way that tells a lot on the question that you can see, why choose this master? For example, and I ask you to download the report throughout the QR code that you see on screen, because you will find many different insights on the service design discipline through the lenses of the service design master in POLI.design. Just to make an example, the industries in which service design is proving to be efficient is no longer only the consultancy world, but we see from the data that around half of the master alumni now work in a in-house or in a private organization, building the service design skills and capabilities, some cases advocating those skills and approaches to be efficient in those companies and in different markets. I don't want to spoiler so much, so I just let you scan the QR code. And this is the example that I mentioned before of the partnership that in the year we built throughout this network, and most of them participate in the didactic activities of the master throughout the workshops. Of course, this network is also exploitable through the internship. So as I mentioned before, every year we try to secure some places for our students to kickstart their career as service design intern and then practitioner in the design world. So to conclude and wrap up, if you are interested in having a chat or to apply for the specializing master in service design, you can follow the QR code and apply through the POLI.design website. We ask you to upload your CV and motivational letter. My suggestion is to be brief in the motivational letter and underlining which are your perspective and your expectation about the master. Then you have to upload your portfolio if you have one. If you don't have one, you can re-upload your CV. In the portfolio, again, just be brief and highlight the 3 to 4 most important and most valuable, in your opinion, project that you have. And then, of course, the bachelor degree, that is the minimum requirement to access this postgraduate product, the university transcript of the bachelor that you had, and your ID card or the passport in case you're not a European citizen. Some of you may have asked why I should not have a portfolio, because the master, along with the polytechnic discipline like design, architecture, and engineering, hosts also students that don't have a design background and don't have a polytechnic background. Some example of the profiles entering the master are business and administration or communication studies, as well as IT and other tech-related field of study, and psychology, just to name you a few, and to reinforce the diversity inside the master class, that is not only in terms of geographical diversity, but also of background diversity. Of course, the master do not host only students after their bachelor, but also after the Master of Science or after a few years of experience to let's say, career shift their trajectories and careers and to start again empowering their background with the service design knowledge and skills. The deadlines, and I will finish, are for European and non-European citizen graduated in Italy, and European citizen graduated abroad on November 27, 2024. For non-European citizen that graduated abroad, so not in Italy, is 1 month before, so October 27.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Professor Sabin and Professor Villari, for this very insightful presentation. Let me just give you a couple more information about the interview process. So actually, you can start, apply to the master, and have your own interview in the dates you can see in the slide, namely next Friday, 21st of June, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Italian time. Then next Monday, the 24th of June, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Italian time always. And the following day, namely Tuesday, 25th of June, from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Just remember not to apply last minute, because we process our application in chronological order until the seats are finished. Another information for you is that when you will visit the web page of the Specializing Master, you will also find out more about the discount policies we have created for you in order to show you our commitment to support your study path here in POLI.design as well as your future. So we have already quite some interesting questions from our audience, so let's move to the Q&A session. I have one first question for you. What is the difference between strategic design and service design, and what is the difference in terms of career options?
Okay, so interesting question. And service design is the discipline that is focused on services. So as service designers, we mainly deal with designing and implementing services. Okay, so we deal with strategies, we deal with complex systems, we deal with future-oriented trajectories, but focused in the service industries. And in the end, we are able to craft a service, to make a service tangible through interactions, through touch points, through business models. So as service designers, we deal with the complexity of designing a services. So the strategy, for example, for us is a partial section of the an entire path that is the service. So we deal with journeys, we deal with experiences in which strategies as well as specific objects are part of a wider concept. I hope it helped. And the second question was about the
career options.
The career options. So the career options, as we mentioned, are different. In the report, you will find details about that. But the career options are differentiated in terms of possibilities and field of careers. So you might work in different service field, as I told you, such as healthcare, cultural activities, mobility, banking, insurance. So if you think about your daily life, you can apply the service design skill almost in every industry of the society. So from social to business, as well the third sector. And the career opportunities are spread all around the world, and we have more or less the 99% of people that find a job after our graduate process. So we are also proud about this opportunity, because the demand in service design inside the organization is growing a lot.
That's great. Thank you, Professor Villari, for the detailed answer. We're also very proud of this impressive number. And we have one more question. So in order to be admitted to the master program, applicants should have work experience in the field of service design, or they can be starting from zero?
Of course, no. You don't have mandatory to have experiences in the service design field, and I would say you don't have mandatory to have experiences in the design field in general. As I mentioned before, the class is composed by very different backgrounds, and not all of them come from a design background. Of course, we have former industrial designers, graphic designers, experienced designers that apply to the master to embroad their service design capabilities, but also some other expertise that come to the master and faced for the very first time in their life the design approach before even service design approach, and enrich their backgrounds and former, it can be only academic background or also a job background with the service design experience. For example, psychology is a field in which we see in the last few years that is going very next to service design approach, thinking about, for example, user research. If you start from a psychology background and then you equip yourself with a service design bench of approaches and skills and tools, you could be a great user research, just to make an example.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much, Professor Sabin, and thank you again, Professor Villari, for being here with us. So it looks like we don't have any further questions, so I can tell you to enroll to our Master in Service Design and stay connected to find out more about POLI.design and its services. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.